Afternoon to one and all. I'm very thankful to IIC SCET committee, chairman sir, principal sir, director sir, to invite me here to present this workshop on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. So, in the upcoming era, what we are living in this society, it is very essential that a person should be an innovative person. He should be think in critical manner, and what the goal we are deciding, that goal should be innovative. All things are very essential. First, we have to know what is the innovation. We know very well by seeing the slide, we can got that idea what is innovation actually. Everything doing something, but the innovation is a person which is doing that same thing better than others. So that is the innovation. We have to find a way to do the work in better way. And if the work is not there, we have to find it. That is innovation. Because we came in the world for doing smart works, we don't have to follow others. We don't have to do the things what other persons are doing. So that's why innovation is very essential in our lives. Because some peoples were there behind you, you are ideal for that people's. You are ideal for that type of person. So we have to give some motivation to that type of peoples, which are thinking that your personality is ideal for them. Okay. So what is innovation actually? The innovation happens when someone improves on or makes a significant contribution to something that has already been invented. We don't have to do anything. Just it means we can say the research. We have to find the search things, research. So we have to do, or we have to improve, or we have to make a significant contribution to any type of work. For example, we are working in a technical institute, a professional institute is there. How to improve that? Like we are previously, we have normal classes. We are using chalk and board. Blackboards are there. White chalks were there previously. Nowadays, we are going with ICT classrooms, and we are going with smart classrooms. So all these things, a significant contribution we are doing for the community, for doing something. And we can say converting the knowledge into a wealth is called innovation. I have a knowledge. What I'm doing, I'm converting that knowledge to wealth. Okay? And wealth is, we don't have to narrow our mind. Wealth is nothing but, for example, if one candle is there, that candle can make thousands of candles. It can make thousands of candles. But if you're taking a particular example of a sun, from my birth I am seeing sun, and several people from thousands of years sun is there, but we didn't find any other sun except that. So it should not happen. Instead of that, if you're taking an example of candle, we can make several candles. Burning candles were there through a single candle. So we can say innovation is a complex process. And if we are going to define innovation, even it is a problematic thing to define the innovation process. You can see the type of innovations. I define here 10 types of innovations. Depends on the person. He can, because the innovation is totally depends on the personality of a person. So depends on the personality of the person, his thinking, and his communicating with how many people, what is his network, and how in which manner he is doing, or he is creating a product through his knowledge. and what are the services is giving to the surrounding peoples depends on that. You can make different types of innovations. Here we made it in 10 types. First is the core process is there. The core process is there. Second is enabling that process. Then we are creating a business model for that. Okay. One innovation is the networking is also there. We are finding the customer experiences. Because why? Design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation. And we can say it is anchored in understanding customers' needs. That's why customer experience should be there. Rapid prototyping should be there and generating creative ideas that will transform the way you develop products, services, process, and organizations. So the brand will come in the development of the product and the channel through which you are going to promote your product, and the product will service in which manner to the community, what is the system for that, and what is the performance of that particular product. So in this manner we can innovate different types in the design process. For example, if you want to define various examples of innovation in enabling process and core process, you can find in the process we have two things: enabling process and core process is there. So in enabling process, we have to align your talent and assets, because design innovation is the process of innovating in a field that is traditionally considered, such as graphic design, product design, and user experience design. So in this manner, we can align our talent and what assets I have, we can manage in that way. Talking about the core process, so in this manner, we are using superior methods to do my work. This term is also applied to the use of design and design thinking to innovative in areas such as our engineering field, and we can say the software development and business operations. We can utilize this type of process innovations. Second is, while talking about offerings, what we are giving to the community. So about that, we can say there are four key elements of innovation. We can say the collaboration, ideation, implementation, and value creation. So in that manner, the product performance which is employed distinguished features and functionality of that particular product will decide the performance of that product. The product system, we can say about the community. Here we are writing create complementary product and services. We can say that community developers actively engaged in innovation illustrated each of these elements during the breakout sessions. And about services, what we are going to offer, we have to support and enhance the value of offerings. You can see here all these things mentioned here. About the delivery, we have how to deliver the things. First I have process, then how we are going to offer the things, how to deliver the things. First one is channel. The channel is nothing but it will deliver your offering to customer and users to develop the community. And a brand, as we know very well about the brand, it is nothing but the quality of the product Everyone nowadays, for example, I have two phones. One is local phone, one is Apple one. So anyone will go with Apple phone. So it will represent your offerings and business. The brand will show your offering and business. Then customer experience, it will give you foster interaction about the offerings, what we are going through after the community. So business module is there. The business module simply we can say to sell the product and get and make the
stakeholders. Some are captured.
And about the networking, simply we can say the connectivity between other peoples to sell the product and make the money. So this is you can see the innovation process cycle. In this way, the innovation is going to work. You can see here the market we have. First is we have an creative idea. This is my creativity of ideas. And how we have to find the creativity? First, we have to find out the innovation challenges. In which manner we have to innovate the thing. Then we'll get the collaborative ideas. It is very essentially collaboration should be there. That's why I explained it before only. With collaboration, we'll find several types of outcomes, several types of gaps in the previous product, in the previous materials to remove that gap, to overcome that gap. Collaborative idea is very essential. And then we have to go with compilation with scientific evaluation is there. In electronics also, we know very well that first we are making prototype in VLSI designing. And before going with hardware design, we are finalizing, we are getting the output of the prototype. And if we are getting the satisfactory output, then we are going with physical design. So that's why I kept here testing and developing the things. And after that only, we are going with implementation. After doing the implementation, we are finding some reviews from the customers or utilizers, and from review, if we are finding some gaps, we will get new ideas, we will get some inspiration from that, and then we are going to market. In this manner, the product will or the innovation will take place. So we can say in simple ways, the innovation is nothing but creativity with commercialization. We have to find out creativity and then commercialization should be there. It will make an innovation. And if someone asking about it is nothing but invention and creativity. So no, innovation is very different thing as compared to invention and creativity. You can see we put these things also in front of you. For example, if the creativity is novel ideas that are communicated, useful and appealing, then at the same time, invention is creating something new. And the innovation is making the invention into a product form. We can say the creativity is a fuzzy idea and can't be clarified until it is made into a prototype. And invention is a new thing to the world, discovered or created. It may be recreated also. But innovation is about challenging a pattern for doing something. And the third one is very, very smart way. Creativity is ideas. Invention is we are converting our cash into different ideas. But the invention is we are converting our ideas into cash. That's why I've shown this slide. Innovation is creativity plus commercialization. So based on the thinking of new things in creativity, The invention will give the primary scientific skills about the project. At the same time, the innovation will totally based on the broad set of strategic, marketing, and technical skills. So you can see the clear picture about creativity, invention, and innovation. So you can see here, if I have a fresh new idea, so it is process on invention. It will go to the invention and it will go to the innovation. Direct idea, we are not going with innovation. We have to go through step by step. First, fresh idea should be there. We have to invent that idea and we have to capitalize that idea through innovation. So we can say finally invention is the first occurrence of an idea for a new product or process, while innovation is the first attempt to carry it out into the practice.
Huh?
Hello?
Sir.
Any issues? Okay. The next thing is how invention turned into innovation. I had kept some examples here. Invention is there at the left side, and innovation is there at the right. In the slide, you can see here. First, we find some rock with circle shape. We made that thing, and we utilize this in several ways. We utilize it as a grinder. Several things were there in previous era. Now the innovation is we are making wheels in that shape. Several things were there in circular model. In invention, we have different types of chips. Previously, we can say before 20 and 30 years before. Nowadays, we have different types of gadgets. We innovate different types of gadgets for that. And previously we have laser rays, and now we have different types of gadgets. You can see the examples here. The problem we have faced with honey or peanut, which one is better, butter is better or honey is better, which one is better? We innovate the thing. By using patents and the other things, we find out, we gather all the things here and we put one Dabur Chyawanprash is there now. That is called as innovation. Several things we are gathering at the same time and utilizing in proper way. Like that, you can check the sizes of mobiles also. Now we have smartphones. Previously we have candles and we have several things. Now we have LEDs, LCDs, we have all these things were there. So first idea will come. We have to invent that idea, and then finally we are going to innovate the same idea to capitalization and other things. Now, you can see here. Before that, we are going to clean the cloth selfly. Yeah, I'm washing my cloth now. We have previously electricity conducting cement, and we have Dolphin there. Pocket washing machine is there, and emergency flashlights. The world's most reliable flashlight guarantees light without batteries forever. So, in this manner, we can innovate various ideas. For example, if you have some idea and you are unable to implement that idea, implementing means you don't have that much fun to implement your particular idea. So several things were there nowadays. You can patent it. You can give your idea to another person, which having capacity to implement the change.
Pencil class. Pencil.
So in this manner, we can produce our product or our ideas into the market. Because for clapping, we need two hands. So if our idea is there, which is useful for the humanity, and we don't have funds, several funding agencies were there, which are they are ready to implement your ideas, like DST and several companies, several funding agencies are there in the market. So you can see here 3D printed biological material and wearable technology like Google glasses we are using nowadays, needle-free diabetes care and vein identification. All these things were there. If I'm talking about, if we'll talk about the COVID-19, so we have different types of masks. Some students implement neem mask. The neem tree, you know very well. It is very healthy and helpful for human beings. The neem tree. So what the students are doing is they are adding that neem material to the mask, which can directly effect on the COVID-19 germs, and they directly clear the germs without coming to the mask. Hello. Yes. Please fast. Yes. So we have needle-free diabetic care rings also, which is very useful nowadays. So talking about the design thinking is there. So we have different stages. First, what is the design thinking is there. Design thinking is a process for solving problems by prioritizing the consumer's need above all else. Just we are going with the need of the consumers. For example, nowadays, if I have to give an example, I have two phones. For example, one phone is like some normal smartphone is there. Another one is Apple. The Apple phone having very much high cost, more than double and 5 times more than the normal phone. But the pupils are not thinking about its cost. They are thinking about if you want to get more and more applications, we have to pay more and more amount. So when we are implementing any project, any electronic gadget, any of the things, so we are deciding we are taking 3 metrics. First one, the size should be small, the size should be there. The speed of the device should be very high, very faster. It means the processing speed, and it should consume less power. So that's why the design thinking should be there. And it is a process for solving problems by prioritizing the consumer's need only.
Starting page.
And it relies on observing with empathy how people interact with their environment and employs an iterative, hands-on approach to creating innovative solutions. And we can say it is the iterative part of the design thinking. So we have 5 stages when we are going with design thinking. The stage 1 is empathize stage. So in this manner, what we are doing is we are researching my users' need. What is the need in the market is there. So I'm doing the research about that thing only. What is the need in the market? For example, nowadays we have very hot temperatures there now. So if I'm going to give or if I want to make a tea stall in this season, then it will not work. I have to go for some cold drinks. So first we have to do the research about my users. I have to plan about my market. Market plan should be there. And what is the need in the market? For that particular item, we have to do the things. That is called as effectiveness. Second stage is define. We have to define the things. So in that manner, we have to state a clear idea about my user's needs. And what are the problems they are facing. For example, please correct me. For example, if I'm moving from college to my home and I'm feeling very thirsty, and I have several tea stalls in between, but I'm not going to stop my vehicle at any tea stall. Why? Because I need some cool thing to. So in that way, we have to define the things. I have to define my users' needs and their issues, their problems. Then after that, we have to go with IDH. I have to make an idea about that project. Anyhow, the challenges, assumptions, and creation I have to do for that. And the challenges will come. If I don't have any sample for that product, several challenges will come in the picture now. I have to make some assumptions also. I have to do it. And I have to create some idea depends upon that.
अगर माइक्रोवेव लैब के इंटरनल मार्क्स का
Then, as I told before, we have to make a prototype
के ऊपर
of the same, and we have to work out on that same
माइक्रोवेव
thing.
लैब के साथ
After working out, we have to create the solution. That is called as prototype. A sample product I am making, for example, nowadays in VLSI designing or any software designing, if we are going for hardware implementation, first we are checking the outputs by making a software. For example, in VLSI we are using HDL language, hardware description language. It will describe the hardware, it will give the output. If the outputs are correct, then only we are going to implement the product. That is called as prototypes. Then after making the things, testing is going on. What the solutions we got, we have to test the solution. So normally we can define the design thinking is, it is generally an analytic and creative process that engages a person in opportunities to experiment, create and prototype models, gather feedback and redesign the things. It is a very good definition of what design thinking. So the design thinking is nothing but we have to experiment and we have to create an idea, we have to make a prototype model, we have to gather the feedback from the surrounding world or my customers, and then if some issues will come, I have to redesign my ideas, I have to redesign my prototype. So we can say through a rich and often mysterious discussion. For example, some teachers are collectively broke down the engineering design process into 4 main phases. Then we can find about the professional one is problem definition, design exploration, design optimization, and finally design communication. If I'm talking about engineering field. So several things about designing and innovations were there. You can see the design in this manner. We have inspiration, we have we have an inspiration is there, and then we have to ideate. Ideation is there, ideate the thing, and then we are making prototype and going to the market, getting the feedback and implementing the things. When we are going with design thinking, two things were there. First, we have to find out what is the design thinking is there, and we have to think about the process, which process we are going to be following. So, what is designing thinking? It is the thing but changing of ideas, making of ideas, and dealing with different types of different minds by sharing us ideas. It is called as design is going to change. Okay, and design thinking starts obviously with users. We have first users, then we have clients here, okay, customers we have, and very important thing, stakeholders were there, borrowers, and we have vendors. Finally, we are going with the people. If you are combining all these things, directly it will come to the customers. It will come to the peoples which are going to deal with the product, or which are going to deal with the idea which I am going to implement. And the design thinking always it integrates various things. For example, we have business minds, we have one technology, we have that is called as feasibility of the things, viability, and people to whom by keeping we are making the ideas, we are making the design, we are implementing the design, that is our desirability. So this combination is called as design thinking. It is not perfect that simply I'm waking up and I have some idea, directly I'm going to implement that idea. No, I have to search with that. I have to search about my idea. I have to define the customer's need. I have to find out the feedback from them. I have to find out the gaps. What the product before we have, and what is the gaps in that product, and how to satisfy my customer. Is the screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is the need? Why we are going with ideate the things? So, to generate maximum innovation potential in a short amount of time. It is very, very essential. That's why I told you before, three metrics we are keeping in our mind. First one is speed. It means the functionality, the processing of the product. Second thing, the size, and third thing, the life of the product. It should within the stipulated time we have to design the thing, and we have to come with the product in the market, or incorporate different perspectives, and to building excitement in the consumers. And prototype simply to gain empathy, to explore, to test, and to inspire the process. So you can see here, this is if prototyping is failed early, then always it will fail often. It should not happen. So we make a chart, or we make a characteristic chart about the cost of the failure and project time. It should not happen. And testing is very essential to understand how users understand and use the concept. It is a way of continuing to gain empathy for your users and evaluate your solutions. After that, if I have several issues with my product and with other things, if I have several issues, then you can simply before that I have in this stage very confusion stage. For example, nowadays we are going to mall and we are going to DMart. So we are having some confusion about the things. So we are doing some research here, and then I'm making a concept prototype what the concept I had made,
रिकॉर्डिंग 40
and
मिनट से
after that
फोन कर दिया
conceptual
गाइस
thing,
वो 40 मिनट से देखिए क्लोज हो गया फिर कनेक्ट हुआ
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं,
अलग
अपन
अलग
एडिट
नहीं
कर
है।
लेते हैं।
my design will give a clear picture about the things. You can feel free that from a net you are going to release now, and you'll get what you need. Okay. So the most important thing is the key of the designing is collaboration. Because if I'm alone going to solve the issues, it is very difficult to solve the issue. Instead of that, if some people are sitting together discussing on a particular topic, they can find out. Now, for example, the MBA work is going on. If you're sitting and we are working together, then we can find a proper solution. And we'll get multiple perspectives about a single thing. We can find different various skills, disciplines, experiences, and knowledge. That is the key of our design. While we are going with innovation and while we are going with design thinking. So finally, we can say nowadays many new ideas are making their ways into the market, but it is clear that manufacturers and marketers are listening to the needs and wants of the customers only. If I'm planning my own and making different types of things and keeping in the market, no one will use that things. We have to give the proper solution to the needs of my customer, and we have to make new products to meet the demands in the market. In that manner, everybody can contribute to new product development either through research and development. As I told before, if we don't have the capacity to make the product or to implement the product, we have to give idea. That is nothing but the patent. We have to write different patents. If you have a single idea, for example, we know that nothing is there, only silicon we have. Then we created diodes. Diode have some application. Then we created transistors. The scientists who created transistors, they got Nobel Prize. Why? Because the demand of transistor is more and more, thousand times, crores of times more than the diode. That's why they got that type of uh, things. So it is clear that manufacturers and marketers are listening to the needs and wants of the customers and making new products to meet their demands. So we have to contribute to new project developments through my research. And energy is very important thing nowadays, because the energy consumptions make very creative ideas, and it plays very vital role in new ideas. So I'm very thankful to my IIC cell and SCE to Shadar College of Engineering to giving me this opportunity to give a demo workshop on this topic. Very important topic. We can also involve ourselves in design thinking, in creating in critical way, and we can do the innovation. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your precious time, sir. And thank you, everyone, for attending our workshop. And all your presence helped us to make this event a great success and helped me make our time productive. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
स्टॉप कर दो